Liu Yang curled his lip. Getting beaten up is better than going berserk from training, right? He knew all about Zhang Xuan's pathetic skills. Just wait and see, Wang Ying will come out with a face full of tears. No sooner had he thought this than the door behind them creaked open. The three of them whipped their heads around to see Wang Ying emerge with Zhang Xuan, positively beaming. Where was the gloom and doom from before? Liu Yang's eyes nearly popped out of their sockets. What the heck? This isn't how the script was supposed to go. Wang Tao drawled coolly from the side. So that's what you meant by face full of tears? Liu Yang coughed dryly twice, trying to hide his embarrassment. Seeing Wang Ying's heartfelt, goofy grin, he couldn't figure it out for the life of him. Just then, with a creak, Zhao Ya walked in, leading someone who looked like a mummy, their face completely wrapped in bandages. She said apologetically, "Sorry, I'm late." Zhang Xuan eyed the bandaged man. "Zhao Ya, why'd you bring a severely disabled person here to join the fun?" he wondered. Disabled? Zhao Ya's mind went buzz, but the bandaged man beside her had sharp ears and caught the gist. He looked ready to explode on the spot. "You're the disabled one! Your whole family is disabled! I am Yao Han, the chief steward of White Jade City." Zhao Ya quickly stepped forward to soothe him. Yao Han managed to suppress his anger, harumphing, "Today I'd like to see just how you teach them." His expression clearly said, "I'm waiting for your little show." But Zhang Xuan just waved his hand dismissively, a look of, "And who are you?" disdain on his face. "My classes aren't for just any Tom, Dick, or Harry." At these words, Yao Han was so furious, the bandages on his face nearly burst. Howling, he was about to charge forward and enact justice. Zhang Xuan didn't even spare him a glance. He turned to Zhao Ya and said, "With your steward standing here like a log, I can't solve your problem." Hearing this, Zhao Ya knew that wouldn't do at all. She quickly pushed and shoved Steward Yao out the door. Yao Han stood outside the classroom, helplessly watching the door slam shut with a bang. He stomped his feet in fury. "Damn it! Zhang Xuan, you brat, you'd better hope you don't fall into my hands." Inside the classroom, Zhang Xuan looked at Liu Yang. "You're next. Come with me." "All right." Liu Yang agreed readily, but inwardly he was scheming. "If this brat can't offer any real guidance, I'm dropping this class and leaving immediately." Upon entering the room, he expected to have to demonstrate a few moves, but Zhang Xuan just waved his hand and said with the air of a profound master, "At such a young age, to have cultivated the flying flower fist to minor accomplishment and the inch dragon fist to major accomplishment is quite good." Liu Yang's heart skipped a beat. His eyes widened. How did you know I've practiced the inch dragon fist? That's a secret weapon I've hidden even from my own parents." Zhang Xuan, without batting an eyelid, began to bullshit him. "Because in your flying flower fist yesterday, I saw traces of the inch dragon fist." "Of course," Zhang Xuan thought to himself, "I figured it out using my cheat. With my incredibly sharp eyes." "What? You could tell even that?" Liu Yang's jaw nearly dropped to the floor. Teacher Cao Xiong hadn't noticed anything yesterday, so how did this good-for-nothing figure it out? Could it be he's actually a hidden expert? Zhang Xuan continued his deadpan nonsense. "Although your inch dragon fist has reached major accomplishment, don't you feel a stabbing pain in your feet every time you practice it? How did you know that too?" Liu Yang was now utterly flabbergasted. The way he looked at Zhang Xuan was entirely different. Zhang Xuan sighed, his tone grave and earnest. "Your cultivation level is too low right now. Forcing yourself to practice such a potent technique will only worsen your injuries. If this continues, your entire arm will suffer muscle necrosis, and not even an immortal could save you." These words struck Liu Yang like a bolt from the heavens, scattering his wits. With a thump, he dropped to his knees. He hugged Zhang Xuan's leg, wailing pitifully, "Teacher, save me! Teacher, you're like a second parent to me!" Don't panic. Zhang Xuan quickly helped him up. "This is working even better than I expected. he thought. For now, stop practicing the inch dragon fist and focus on raising your cultivation level. As for the rest, your teacher has a plan. Hearing this, Liu Yang's face was instantly etched with overwhelming gratitude. He was also deeply ashamed. To think I doubted him before. Now I realize that becoming his disciple isn't just my ancestors. Graves emitting green smoke. It's volcanic eruption level luck. Not long after, the door opened. Liu Yang walked out under everyone's curious gazes. Wang Tao sidled up. So, did you drop the class? Drop the class? Liu Yang looked at Wang Tao as if he were an idiot. What nonsense are you spouting? He who teaches me for a day is my father for life. Since I've acknowledged him as my teacher, how could I possibly drop his class? I really don't know what you guys are thinking all day. Drop, drop, drop. Have you no shame? Witnessing his complete 180-degree turn, the remaining three exchanged glances utterly speechless. This guy? Does he have no shame at all? Weren't you the one who wanted to drop the class just moments ago? Zhang Xuan chuckled inwardly. Another one down. Next up, Zhao Ya. What? I have a pure yin body? As soon as she entered the room. Zhao Ya was stunned by this bombshell Zhang Xuan had just dropped. That's right, Zhang Xuan explained. You're not sick at all. It's just that the yin energy in your body is excessively abundant. If guided properly, your cultivation speed would be incredible. Unfortunately, no one noticed this, and they even had you choose the yin attribute white jade art, which is just making things worse. Then what's the solution? Zhao Ya asked, a little lost. Switch to a cultivation technique that can unlock the potential of your constitution, Zhang Xuan stated decisively. Then what kind of cultivation technique? Should I practice? A small flame of hope ignited in Zhao Ya's eyes. Zhang Xuan said he would go to the Compendium Pavilion tomorrow and find a suitable technique for her. Hearing this, Zhao Ya immediately bowed respectfully. Thank you, teacher. Next was Wang Tao, which was much simpler. Zhang Xuan directly tossed him a modified cultivation technique. The fatty was instantly moved to tears. He hugged Zhang Xuan's leg and wouldn't let go, exclaiming that the technique was like a divine manual tailor-made for him. The last one was Zhang Xuan's #1 fanboy, Zhang Yang. After some guidance, his strength surged once more. His admiration for Zhang Xuan, like a torrential river, flowed endlessly, reaching new heights. And so, under Zhang Xuan's one-by-one bluffing, no meticulous guidance, everyone was thoroughly impressed, to the point of prostrating themselves, in admiration and wishing they could kowtow in allegiance. Just as he was preparing to continue his eloquent lecture, the classroom door was kicked open with a bang. Zhang Xuan! A furious roar like a clap of thunder resounded, making everyone whip their heads around to look. Wang Ying's heart tightened. Brother? The newcomer was none other than Wang Ying's older brother, Wang Tao, a formidable expert who had already reached warrior level 4. Hearing that his precious little sister had been thoroughly duped by this good-for-nothing teacher Zhang Xuan, he had flown into a rage, charged over radiating killing intent. Pointing at Zhang Xuan's nose, he began to blast him. I'll count to 10. Immediately withdraw my sister and Miss Zhao Ya from your class. I can pretend nothing happened. Otherwise, even if you are a teacher, don't blame me for being merciless. This, Zhang Xuan merely shot him an indifferent glance. I'm in the middle of a class. Get out! His tone was as calm as if he were commenting on the weather. Hearing this, Wang Tao's nose practically contorted with rage. Class? With your pathetic skills, what kind of damn class can you teach? Calling you teacher is giving you face. Stop acting all high and mighty in front of me. Scram! Zhang Xuan suddenly roared. His entire aura erupted like a fierce tiger, descending a mountain, startling Wang Tao into taking an unconscious step back. This piercing, bone-chilling aura, he had only ever felt it from his own master. How could a mere warrior level 3, Zhenqi realm cultivator possess such a thing? Wang Tao realized he had actually been intimidated by a single glance from Zhang Xuan. His face burned with shame, and a sense of humiliation welled up. If word of this got out, how could he ever show his face in the martial world again? Where would his reputation be? At this thought, shame turned to anger. With a swing, he drew his longsword. Tapping his toes to the ground, he shot out like a cannonball. Before Wang Ying could even react, Wang Tao had already appeared before Zhang Xuan like a lightning bolt. His longsword, whistling through the air, chopped down at Zhang Xuan's head. "Teacher Zhang!" Wang Ying cried out, her face pale with fright. But to everyone's astonishment, Wang Tao's furious, powerful strike was brought to a dead stop in midair, and what stopped it were merely two of Zhang Xuan's outstretched fingers. How is this possible?" Wang Tao's eyes nearly bulged out of their sockets. He stared at the scene in disbelief. How could a good-for-nothing warrior level 3, Zhenqi realm cultivator, catch his full-power strike with just 2 fingers? Forget him. Even an elder at the aperture opening realm couldn't do it so casually. How could a good-for-nothing possibly do this? He refused to believe it. Summoning all his strength, he chopped down fiercely again. However, it was completely useless. The tip of his sword was as if welded by iron pincers, not moving an inch. Wang Tao couldn't help but start doubting his life. Could it be? This guy's strength isn't at the Zhenqi realm, but during the last teacher qualification exam, he was clearly only at the peak of the Zhenqi realm. Even if he broke through, at best he'd be at the Pigu realm. It couldn't be that 2 fingers would render me completely powerless. Just as his mind was a chaotic mess, Zhang Xuan's fingers moved. Faced with this seemingly light and casual movement, Wang Tao felt an irresistible force wash over him. Then, with a flick of Zhang Xuan's wrist, he was sent flying out of the classroom like a ragged sack. Hearing that Wang Tao had gone in to cause trouble for Zhang Xuan, Steward Yao perked up. He peered through the crack in the door, eager to witness Zhang Xuan's miserable state. But he never expected that just as he pushed the door open a sliver, Wang Tao would come flying straight at him like a cannonball. With a thud, Wang Tao slammed solidly into him. Steward Yao felt a sweetness in his chest. A mouthful of old blood spurted out. The 2 men and the door all went flying out together, landing in a dazed and disoriented heap. Even with Steward Yao cushioning his fall like a human shield, Wang Tao was still knocked dizzy, seeing stars and unable to tell north from south. Zhang Xuan, in contrast, calmly dusted off his hands, as if he had merely brushed off some dust. "All right, let's continue the class." By now, all the students in the classroom were so shocked their jaws had nearly hit the floor. To have his attack casually blocked was one thing, but to be thrown out so effortlessly. Could it be? Teacher. He's been hiding his true strength all along. Good heavens. Outside the classroom, the 2 who had been thrown out finally regained their senses. Steward Yao, clutching his aching back that felt like it was about to fall apart, looked at Wang Tao with a bewildered expression. "Didn't you go in to teach that brat Zhang Xuan a lesson? How did you end up flying out yourself?" How could Wang Tao admit he'd been thrown out by that good-for-nothing? That would be too humiliating. His eyes darted around, and he explained awkwardly, It's because I haven't quite mastered a new technique I learned, and I accidentally suffered a backlash." "A new technique?" Steward Yao's bandaged face was etched with suspicion that clearly said, "Do you take me for a fool?" He paused, then asked, "So, did you expose that fellow's true colors?" "I was about to expose him," Wang Tao said, bullshitting with a straight face. "But the academy has rules. No one is allowed to disturb a class in session. So, we should just wait here." Seeing Wang Tao speak so plausibly, Steward Yao didn't press further. He cleared his throat. "Since we're waiting, I happen to have something I'd like to ask young Master Wang Tao." "Please, go ahead." At this point, as long as the other party didn't ask about the embarrassing incident just now, Wang Tao was agreeable to anything. It's just, in the academy, is there any female teacher with the character Bai in her name? Steward Yao paused, then added, and who are her suitors? B. Wang Tao thought for a moment. Wouldn't that be our academy's goddess teacher? Shen Biru. As for her suitors, the one making the most noise recently is Teacher Shang Bin, though that toad Zhang Xuan also had designs on Teacher Shen in the past. As soon as these words were spoken, a sharp glint flashed in Steward Yao's eyes beneath his bandages. The name matched perfectly. Now, he just needed to confirm if this Shang Bin had any conflict with that brat Zhang Xuan yesterday. And he could. Be sure it was him. He remembered last night's beating very clearly. Meanwhile, Cao Xiong, who had lost the bet, was harboring ill feelings. He furtively found Shang Bin and, adding fuel to the fire, tried to get his grandfather, Academy Elder Shang Chen, to step in and deal with Zhang Xuan. But when Shang Bin heard it was Zhang Xuan who was stealing students, he slammed the table, spit flying. For such a trivial matter, there's no need for my grandfather to intervene. I've been wanting to take care of that brat Zhang Xuan for a long time. He thought to himself. Attacking him without reason would definitely leave a bad impression on Shen Biru. But now, using the excuse of stealing students, I can teach him a lesson legitimately. Saying this, he gestured for Cao Xiong to follow, his nose practically in the air. Let's go. To deal with other teachers, I might need to ask my grandpa for help. But for a loser like Zhang Xuan, we can just go over and demand the students. If he doesn't hand them over, we'll cripple him. When the two of them arrived at Zhang Xuan's classroom door, full of bluster, they were surprised to find Wang Tao also standing there like a door god. Wang Tao, you're not cultivating properly. At your grandfather's place, what are you doing here? Shang Bin was somewhat surprised. Wang Tao was also quite surprised to see Teacher Shang Bin and quickly explained, my sister was tricked into attending this kid's class. I plan to take her back. Hearing this, Shang Bin immediately put on a righteous and indignant expression. Zhang Xuan actually dared to deceive even Miss Wang. He's truly audacious. It seems we must teach him a good lesson today. Then Wang Tao pointed to the bandaged oddball beside him and introduced, this is the chief steward of White Jade City, Yao Han. His family's Miss Zhao Ya was also duped by that kid. Ah, Steward Yao too. Shang Bin looked like he was beating his chest and stamping his feet, utterly heartbroken. In that case, you all follow me in. Watch how I teach this irresponsible, morally bankrupt fellow a lesson. Meanwhile, Zhang Xuan, completely oblivious to all this, was holding forth eloquently in the classroom. Relying on the superpowered cheat that was the Heavenly Path library, he listed out the flaws in cultivation techniques and common training pitfalls one by one. His explanations were profound yet easy to understand, hitting the nail on the head. The few students listening were wide-eyed, experiencing epiphanies. The way they looked at Zhang Xuan was as if they were gazing upon an immortal descended to the mortal realm. Liu Yang's mind was in even greater turmoil. Even my father, in front of Teacher Zhang, would probably be considered a frog in a well. Everyone genuinely felt that Teacher Zhang's level was simply off the charts. Suddenly, with a creak, the classroom door was pushed open again. Shang Bin swaggered in, leading Cao Xiong, Wang Tao, and the bandaged oddball Yao Han. Zhang Xuan was puzzled. Shang Bin and Cao Xiong, what are they doing here, joining the ruckus? Zhang Xuan. I didn't expect that after just one day, not only are you scamming Teacher Cao Xiong's students, but you actually dare to bewitch Miss Wang Ying and Miss Xiaoya! You've really got some nerve. Cao Xiong immediately threw a heavy accusation at him. Hearing Cao Xiong's words, Zhang Xuan frowned slightly. I'm in the middle of class. If you have business, please wait until after class. Oh, still pudding. On airs, Shang Bin sneered, walking forward and looking down his nose at Zhang Xuan. Zhang Xuan, I order you, immediately unenroll these students. Otherwise, I'm afraid you'll be spending this semester in a wheelchair. You want to fight? Zhang Xuan's expression turned serious. Doesn't Teacher Shang know that private duels between teachers are forbidden within the academy? Against others, I might worry about being punished by the school. Shang Bin flashed a disdainful smile that said, Who do you think you are? But against you, hehe. Do you think anyone in the academy will stand up for a loser like you? Hearing this, Zhang Xuan didn't get angry. Instead, he continued to ask calmly, Is it because I offended you with my words yesterday that you're deliberately causing trouble for me now? Aren't you afraid that Teacher Shenbiru will be angry if you do this? Since I dare to come and teach you a lesson, naturally I'm not afraid of anything. Stop trying to use Biru to pressure me. Shang Bin looked smug, as if he could already see Zhang Xuan kneeling and begging for mercy. However, Steward Yao, standing behind him, had heard him not only pursuing Shenbiru, but also having a grudge against Zhang Xuan. His heart was already ablaze with fury, his eyes bloodshot. He gritted his teeth. The one who beat me last night was indeed you, you pretty boy. Just as Shang Bin was wondering why Steward Yao looked like a pressure cooker about to explode and was about to turn around to look, he saw a fist the size of a sandbag, carrying the momentum of a thunderbolt, arrive right in front of his face. Pow! In the next second, Shang Bin's vision went black. Blood spurted from his nose and mouth. He was sent spinning 3 times in place before landing on his butt, seeing stars, completely bewildered. You've got to be kidding me. Why did Steward Yao suddenly attack me so viciously? This isn't how the script was supposed to go. Steward. Yao's eyes were spitting fire, looking as if he wanted to swallow Shang Bin whole. He roared, Don't you have any idea what you've done? Shang Bin was dazed from the blow but also lost his temper. Clutching his bleeding nose, he yelled, I don't care what kind of crazy fit you're having. If you lay another hand on me, I won't be polite. But who knew that Steward Yao wouldn't fall for that at all? Instead, he became even more enraged. Then by all means, don't be polite. I'm going to beat the crap out of you today. Saying this, he pounced like a starving tiger. Before Shang Bin could react, Steward Yao had already pinned him to the ground and was pummeling him with a flurry of wild punches. It was a truly brutal sight. Seeing this, Cao Xiong and Wang Tao, behind them, were dumbfounded. Cao Xiong, what's going on? Are they fighting amongst themselves? Wang Tao, I don't know. I don't dare to ask, and I don't dare to say. The two looked at each other, discussed it briefly, and decided it was best to separate them first. So Wang Tao quickly rushed forward and, with immense effort, finally managed to restrain the rampaging Steward Yao. Looking at Shang Bin, although he was already beaten black and blue, his face swollen like a pig's head, he was still unyieldingly yelling, wanting to go at Steward Yao. Cao Xiong, standing beside him, couldn't watch anymore and pulled him back. Give it up, will you? Looking like you do now, you'd just be serving yourself up on a platter. Just then, Zhang Xuan roared, Enough! His voice was like a great bell, making the few of them tremble. Whatever grudges you have, please resolve them outside my classroom. If you continue to make a scene in my class, I will have to notify the dean's office. At these words, Shang Bin felt as if a bucket of cold water had been poured over him, and he immediately quieted down. He touched his swollen cheek and thought, My current appearance is absolutely mortifying. I can't let other teachers see me like this. So, he shot a vicious glare at Zhang Xuan and Yao Han, spat out, You just wait, and then, clutching his face, scurried away with Cao Xiong's support. After class, Liu Yang and the others were still, excitedly discussing the sudden brawl that had occurred. Zhao Ya, however, found Yao Han's abnormal behavior today very strange. But Steward Yao remained tight-lipped about the reason for his actions, mainly because it was too damn embarrassing. Over here, Wang Ying had just bid farewell to Zhang Xuan and left when Wang Tao, who was waiting at the door, grabbed her wrist. Come, go back to the family with me, Wang Tao said with a grim face. Why, brother? I'm staying in the dormitory. Now I don't need to go home. Wang Ying said, looking puzzled. Wang Tao sighed and lowered his voice. It's not me who wants you to go back. It's Father who wants to see you. Hearing this, Wang Ying's heart immediately skipped a beat, and a sense of foreboding rose within her. On the other side, Shang Bin, having returned home, was raging in his room, smashing everything he could get, his hands on. Being inexplicably beaten up was, to him, an utter humiliation. That Yao Han, I must teach him a lesson. Shang Bin gritted his teeth. Hearing Shang Bin say this, Cao Xiong, standing behind him, immediately chimed in sycophantically. Yes, and Zhang Xuan, they're definitely in cahoots. Otherwise, why would Yao Han hit you, Brother Shang? Exactly, Shang Bin agreed completely. The more he thought about it, the more it made sense. I've never offended Yao Han. He attacked me because I was planning to teach Zhang Xuan a lesson, so Zhang Xuan must have instigated him to strike first. Suddenly, he remembered something and turned to ask Cao Xiong. By the way, are you sure that Liu Yang didn't willingly become Zhang Xuan's disciple? Yes, I can confirm it 100%. He was definitely tricked and scammed by that brat. Zhang Xuan! Cao Xiong patted his chest in assurance. Very good! Hearing this, a sinister and resolute glint appeared in Shang Bin's eyes. Since you're so sure, then go and apply for a mind inquisition right now. Remember, when you apply, crank the punishment level to the maximum. It would be best if we could get that brat Zhang Xuan directly expelled. Meanwhile, in the Wang family residence, Wang Ying was being mercilessly berated by her father. The Wang clan head, Wang Hong. Out of all the people you could have chosen as a teacher, you had to pick the absolute worst in the entire school? Did you get your head slammed in a door? Wang Hong was so angry his beard was bristling. Hearing Zhang Xuan being so misunderstood, Wang Ying quickly defended him. Father, actually, Teacher Zhang is very talented. However, it would have been better if she hadn't said anything. As soon as she spoke, Wang Hong became even more enraged. He's talented? His greatest talent is teaching people until they go berserk. What right does he have to be your teacher? Don't. You know he's universally acknowledged as the worst teacher in the entire school? Several elders from the clan, hearing the commotion, also rushed over. They all believed Wang Ying had been bewitched by that brat Zhang Xuan and chimed in, trying to persuade her. That's right, Yinger. Look at Wang Yan, who became Teacher Lu Xun's disciple. He only attended one of Teacher Lu's classes today, and his strength increased by 40%. Don't be foolish, one elder said earnestly. Wang Ying heard this. Only 40%? She secretly curled her lip. But Teacher Zhang can easily help me increase my strength by over 100%, she said weakly. And Teacher Zhang also healed my leg injury. Hearing this, an elder instantly showed an expression of, Are you kidding me? And said speechlessly, Yinger, even Master Yuan Yu couldn't do anything about your leg. How could that good-for-nothing heal it? Aren't you just spouting nonsense with your eyes wide open? As soon as these words were spoken, the other elders nodded in agreement, all feeling that Wang Ying was lying for Zhang Xuan, completely deluded. Hearing the continuous stream of ridicule and doubt around her, Wang Ying couldn't bear it any longer. Her inner power erupted. None of you have ever attended Teacher Zhang's class, so what right do you have to say he's a bad teacher? In any case, I will absolutely not drop his class. Hearing Wang Ying's angry shout, the elders were momentarily stunned. This girl was usually so docile. Why was she acting like she'd eaten gunpowder today? Then, as if they had heard the biggest joke in the world, they suddenly burst into uproarious laughter. That good-for-nothing teacher, do we even need to attend his class? Don't be ridiculous, Yinger. Exactly. That kid must have tricked. You with his glib tongue! The Wang clan head also felt his daughter was talking nonsense, his face turning livid with anger. You must drop his class today. Otherwise, don't even think about entering the Wang family's doors. Wang Ying saw that no amount of explanation would work. This group of stubborn old fools simply wouldn't believe her. Her small face flushed red with anger. She stomped her foot, turned, and walked out of the main hall. Wang Hong thought she was throwing a tantrum and about to run away from home, and was about to lose his temper. But who knew that Wang Ying would walk straight to the strength-testing stone outside? She took a deep breath, turned back to the crowd, and said, "Since you don't believe me, then open your eyes and watch carefully." With a delicate shout, she raised her hand and delivered a powerful straight punch. On the strength-testing stone, there was a buzz, and then a dazzling number flashed. 120! Immediately after, she sharply turned her body, her right leg whipping out like a lash, creating a gust of wind as it slammed viciously onto the strength-testing stone. The numbers jumped wildly again, finally settling on 200. This sight stunned the surrounding elders, their jaws nearly dropping to the ground. Punching power, 120 kilograms. When she left yesterday, didn't she barely manage 53 kilograms? And isn't Yinger's leg injured? How can she use strength in it? And she kicked out with a massive force of 205 kilograms. Seeing everyone's shocked expressions, as if they had seen a ghost, Wang Ying lifted her small head proudly. "Well, this is all the progress I've made in just one lesson under Teacher Zhang's guidance." Witnessing this scene with his own eyes, the Wang clan head, Wang Hong, was also filled with disbelief, his mouth agape wide enough to fit an egg. He rubbed his eyes, looked carefully at the numbers on the strength-testing stone again, and then asked in a trembling voice, Then your leg, he healed it too?" After receiving Wang Ying's affirmative answer, Wang Hong finally realized that he might have been too rash and had almost wronged a truly capable person. He quickly put on an amiable smile and beckoned to Wang Ying. "Good daughter, quick, come and tell father, what profound content did Teacher Zhang teach in class?" But Wang Ying now scratched her head, somewhat embarrassed, and said in a small voice, "What Teacher Zhang taught was too profound. I only remembered a little bit."